Hi there, welcome to Dave in the Shed. I'm Dave and this is my little corner of the world, also known as the Shed Mahal. Now if you're into DIY, 3D printing and model trains, you've come to the right place. Now fair warning, I do things a little bit differently. I have cerebral palsy, which means sometimes things get a little bit creative around here, but hey, it just makes it more fun. So if you like making, fixing, and maybe even breaking things along the way, stick around. Hit that subscribe button and let's build something awesome together.
Down in the shed where the magic begins, Dave's got his tools, let the fun commence. 3D printing dreams, watch him come alive. With every little gadget, man, he starts to thrive. Blueprints in hand, technology so keen, building up the future like a crafty machine. Model trains rolling on a whimsical track. In this shed of wonder, there's no time to slack. Oh, Dave in the shed where the vibes stay high. Creating with passion, he's reaching for the sky. DIY master in a vibrant samba flow. Hope you enjoyed the video, let's get ready to go. Let's get ready to go.
Well, welcome to this Friday Dave's update video. This is going to be a video in two parts. I've done a lot of things this week that really weren't videos that I would show you and move along with. Anyway, stop rambling. Currently in the boardroom, aka the dining room. About 12 months ago, I was doing the V set, which is on display up in the shed. We'll have a look at that later. I thought the V set may have got a bit lonely, so I've started on a K set. Typical of the Sydney interurban, not really interurban, urban train service is a good old K set. K sets are now soon coming up to be retired. So it's fitting that I've done a K, because we had the V set just before the V sets were retired. Now we've got the K set. Now, what is the difference between the S set and the K set? Well, easy way to tell the difference between the two, although they look very similar. The S sets, the pantograph is on the back of the power car, the driving car. So, on the K set, the pantograph is on the trailer car. Okay? That is the difference between the two, really, from an observer point of view. There's lots of other technical stuff, but if you want to know how you tell the difference between the K set and the S set, they're both this stainless steel. Some of them got magic lines, painting and all that. Yeah, is the location of the pantograph on the train. Normally they're in 4-car sets. They can go up to 16 cars. These sets, they can sort of like go to an 8-car set, double that again to 16 cars. A lot of the train sets now, the new ones, the Merriogs and whatever they're called, they're just automatically 8 and 16 car sets. But anyway, that's a... Now, I am working on another project that is related to these, but it's currently there under wraps. Literally under wraps, because I don't want to show you what that is. On a sidetrack, my hoping today, in the second part of the video, I'll be showing you some stuff that has arrived in the mail. All the stuff that I was bidding on eBay, and this never happens to me, I won all my eBay auctions at my first bid on the items I was after. So I've got goodies arriving. Lots of, well, about 4 or 5 bits of goodies that hopefully are arriving for future projects very soon. So I was amazed. Of course, Australia Post is very slow. I don't know why. Everything's been on the tour of Sydney again. But anyway, also just this week done a big paint order for the upcoming project. So everything's going to go and things will move along quickly, but I've got some projects under wraps. Oh, that's not sitting on that bogey. These are dummy bogies. Some years ago I managed to source some, by the way, this is O scale, 7mm to the foot, roughly 1 to 48 O scale, the same as ON3Os, what my trains are in the shed. This is done to that O scale, and it almost takes up, a 4-car set takes up almost the full 8-piece dining table. Now, yeah, I'm showing you this. Now, about a year ago in the previous video when we were doing setting up the resin printers, we had temporary permission last winter to run the resin printer on the dining room and use the dining room table. That sort of like permission has been modified. So one of the jobs I had to do this week, we've done a big declutter, big clean up in the lounge room. Got rid of extra stuff and bits without going to wandering around too much. But anyway, and I've got to go, I'll walk around this way, go around the dining room table, was the resin printers were allowed to stay, but they weren't allowed to stay on the table. So what I've done is, pretty proud of my cabinet making. I've made up a cabinet, and the resin printer and the dryer there are now on top of this. Now this is, I'll pull the clothes out. This is a fridge, which is actually a wine chiller. We don't use it as a wine chiller, but it's used to keep dust and moisture free. There is some, what at the time was very expensive camera equipment in there. There is a couple of 35mm cameras. The last 35mm camera my dad owned, the last 35mm camera that I owned. There is a JVC HD7 high-def video recorder, which in its day was a magic piece of equipment. Cost me a bit of money at the time, but now these days you can do that with the pocket camera I'm carrying around here with the same quality. So so I made up a cabinet and a space here. So the resin printer has a permanent home in this space. Also, there's a cabinet that was this one wasn't a Dave build; it was a clean up, and it's got all the 3D printed, all the models, and what they now call the 3D museum of all the bits and pieces of FDM stuff, like toys when the kids come and play, and samples of stuff, and there's aeroplanes and stuff. And down at the bottom of that is a lot of the supplies for the resin printer. So so it's still in the dining room with permission, but now a lot happier from the management that it's all nice and neat and sort of. Look at that. I'm pretty proud of me. You can't see it too well because somebody's decided it's such a good job they wanted to put a cloth on to protect it. So yeah, that's a bit of cabinet making to build that little table that goes over that. So there you go. That's it. That's about this part of the thing. I've told you all I need to do. There will be a pause in the production. For you, that'll be instant. For me, it'll be a couple of hours because I'm waiting to see what the postman delivers. If there'll be a knock at the door. If not, you'll soon get to see a second part of the video with me showing you what I've got and what I've done, but not talking about the goodies because that'll all be explained soon. Anyway, I'll get out of your hair for a bit, but in your case it'll be snap of the fingers. Well, welcome to part 2 of the video. I am going to have to take back everything I said about Australia Post because I had a bit of a lunch break and was playing around with something else, and lo and behold, I found some mystery items on the front doorstep. So anyway, I will inform you now what I got off eBay. Running around the layout very quickly is a Bachmann SD, what is it, SD42 or SD40-2. Anyway, that's the Bachmann. It's the same mech that I have in my NA class, although this one's a little bit more sexy. I might slow it just down a tad. This one's got silver trucks, silver bogey side frames. So that's an advantage. Now, I only bought this for the mech. I'm surprised the quality. A, I got it for a cheap price, and B, that I don't think this has ever been run on DCC. There seems to be no dirt or any oxidation on the wheels. When I put it on my programming track, it was default channel free. So nobody's ever changed the programming address. Now, interestingly, it's got a KD on the front and a X2F coupler on the back, which is interesting. But yeah, runs nice, runs good. So I'm giving it a quick lap because I've programmed it and tested it and running. Now, what's the purpose of this Loco? Why did I buy it? Well, I have been saying that I was going to buy one. My original plan was to buy one new, Just bear with me for a sec. But this one came up second hand. I'll keep an eye on the auctions. This will be my, because I want to run it overkill in this layout. Just bear me as I shake you all around and do stuff with it. I am in the process of building a second NA. Which we, a couple of shows ago, a couple of episodes ago, we talked about that I'd done a body. So that is the mech for that, and it's running around. I'm happy. Now, come over to the workbench and show you something else in a sec. Oh, by the way, the field workshop arrived from Germany, so I have the field workshop and I have the garage workshop now in 1:48 to detail my sheds and my layouts and my survey. Now, I've purchased this week, it's on its way. I've decided I've bought some Tamiya Fine, the pink undercoat spray, and I'll spray all this on the sprue in the primer in the pink undercoat. So happy with that. Now I managed to win 4 locos on eBay. One of them's still coming, but the other 2 are also Bachmann DCC equipped locos. Now these look, I haven't even unboxed these. The person posting them even sent me a nice message about what he thinks they are programmed, which is very nice. But these are the GP38. This is the same mech. Once again, bought as second hand off eBay. I go for the ones with DCC on board because they're good, reliable mechs and don't have to stuff around putting chips in, and you can just like plug them and go. Although these will be reprogrammed, because I ratted a mech out of my 2K diesel unit set. So I put that in, but since I've got 2 of these, there's another mystery loco coming, which I'm working on, where one of these, because I throw the bodies away, we run the mechs, because they're great for the ON Frio. So one of these will end up in a 2-car set. Now I might even do a rebuild of the 2-car set. I might even do myself a Characters Viewer 600 set. I might even do that, since I've got a mech. And there is another surprise mech. I wasn't expected to get these 2. Wasn't expected to win them. Wasn't expected to get them for the price I paid for them. But to me, I'm still a bit stunned. So, pretty sure that I'll put them on the bench after this and I will test them. But I'm pretty sure these are going to be runners and there are going to be no issues with them. One of these might become go in my old 2-car diesel set, or I might build a new 2-car diesel set, or there's another mystery unit coming which is under wraps. It's actually under there. It's a unit I set under wraps. When I realised I won these and I was working on another pro, I thought I might do an ON Frio version of that. We will see. It'll be the mystery for next week. So stay tuned next week, because I've got something. I've got lots of things in the pipeline. Always doing things in the pipeline. So there we go. This is the same mech that's used under so many of my locos. It's under the 73 class. As I said, it is under the CPH we saw running last week. Look at last week's video. It's under my 34 class. It's under so many different locos. It's such a great, good, reliable kit bash mech that I run. The other mechs that I've used are the Alco S2 from Bachmann. They're like hen's teeth now to buy them. I've used them under a few mechs. And I've also, of course, used the Bachmann Whitman, or this one, the Plymouth mech, which is a great mech. I've got logos built on that chassis. The S2 chassis, yes, it's Bachmann. Now the S2 is not so much good as ON Frio, because it can't go around the tight curves as good as the other ones. So we've got a few locos. But anyway, that's about it for this week. As I said, I'll try and have a video of something running each week. So this is the mech running around. It's a bit strange to see a HO loco running on an O-scale layout. But hey, needs must, and it's a good test run. Now you've got to sort of like run it in 20 minutes one way at a medium pace and 20 minutes the other way, so they say, because without this one's done running. Anyway, till we meet again, hopefully next week, look after yourselves, keep fit and well. I'm not going to edit that out, hit the dump button. Cough. Don't forget, if you any questions about anything you've seen in the video, let me know. If you'd like ideas or copies of the 3D files that I work and feature with, let me know. Or if you've got any questions, like I said, questions. Now, it would help me out if you do like the video, hit that little likey button. If you're not a subscriber and you just found this video wandering around the net, please subscribe, do that. And remember, as I always say, you don't know what you can do or what you can't do till you have a crack. So if there's something you've been thinking about doing and you're not sure about it, have a go. Have a go. Got to keep that old grey stuff going over your head, the old grey matter going. It's good to learn, good to try new skills, to use stuff. So till we meet again, take care, look after yourself. Hope we catch up next week. And yeah, roll the credits, Dave, while we watch this SD42 come shooting round the layup, running round. Well, folks, you're getting a little extra video after I've said goodbye, because I thought I better test these units out while I've got them. We'll give them a run and I better video it. So here we have two of the Bachmann Locos. Now the first one is a GP30 and the second one I think is a GP35. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Now, of course, although these are beautifully runners and very stylish and look good locomotives, the bodies are coming off and yeah, sort of like scrapped, because we only use the mechs, which is sad, but hey, it's the cheapest way and the easiest way and a great way for me to source material for my my train project. So there you go, double-headed GPs, GP35 following a GP38 in the Pennsylvania Railway black colour. There's probably a special name for that. They're running round because I've just tested them, reprogrammed. I've cheated and I've programmed them up just as the cab numbers, and I also then took the white permanent marker and actually wrote on the bottom of the fuel tank what the running numbers are. So because once we denude them of their bodies or take off their bodies, it's very hard to tell which chassis is which. Later on they'll probably be reprogrammed with new running numbers to suit the bodies they're going into. Very proud with these. They run very well. Once I said, most of this stuff runs very well, runs very good, very convenient. Surprised that they run a couple like that, multiple unit around my layout, which is pretty good, pretty sexy. I'm not going to slow them down because people say, oh, you're running them too fast. Yeah, that's just a demo, so we can run. But there you go. New donors for mechanics for the TPT for the upcoming projects. Like I said, one of them at this stage is planned to go in the 2-car diesel unit, whether that is the old 2-car or a new build, because the other one's, I've got a couple of ideas, and there's another mystery project on the way, which is under wraps, and probably all will be revealed next week. So anyway, once again, goodbye. Look after yourselves. Don't do anything silly, but at least try, do something. Don't forget, get out in your shed, do something. Anything, because you don't know what you can't do, what you can't do. You don't know what you can do or what you can't do until you try. Don't forget, like this video if you like it, leave a comment, ask any questions about anything to do with the trains or life or general. And if you find this video interesting and you haven't seen my videos before, subscribe, because I try to put out a video every Friday about something that I'm up to. So yeah, catch you later. This time we're rolling the credits, Dave. We are going to roll the credits again. I'm going to roll credits with the bonus video. I'll scroll down. It's so funny. Those locos look so small. For O gauge, these locos are small locos compared to some of my units, but when you put the HO scale units in front of them, make those locos look small. Anyway, we will see what next week's brings. That's it for now. Catch you later.